Oh, good morning, everyone.
We are here this morning in front of Neighborhood Nest, which is in downtown Fairborn.
So this is part 2 of visiting our commercial customers. We visited Stoney's and published that. I'll leave a link there.
And now we're at Neighborhood Nest, and we are gonna go in and see what she does with our eggs.
Okay, let's go.
We are here today with Amber at Neighborhood Nest.
Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
Hi.
So we're gonna talk to her, see some things that she makes, and see how our eggs are used.
Yes.
Yay.
The best eggs ever.
Really? That's what we like to hear. So what I want to know first is to tell us about your story. How'd you get here today?
Well, a lot of people make the comment that I was an overnight success, and I'm like, yes, overnight and 6 years. So March will be my 7th year anniversary for baking. I went to culinary school after raising my children. I was a homeschool mom, and once I graduated my kids, I didn't have a career anymore, so I decided to go to culinary school to learn the business side. While in culinary school, I got a celiac diagnosis 1 year after my daughter got her celiac diagnosis. I found really good recipes, and a gluten-free business was born. So in March 2013, I graduated in May 2013. I started the Neighborhood Nest gluten-free baked goods, and then I started doing farmers markets in June of 2013, and I did that for 3 years in Yellow Springs. And I moved in here in November of 2017, and we've just grown by leaps and bounds. And our hope is to expand and eventually become a gluten-free bakery, retail bakery with coffee, and eventually down the road maybe brunch service or pop-up dinners or something to that effect.
So tell me about the items that you make here.
So we do breads, like 4 kinds of bread. We do buttermilk biscuits. We do English muffins, which are stunning. They're the thing I missed so much, and they're wonderful. We do bagels, pretzels, cinnamon rolls. We do all of the pastries, cookies, brownies. We do some copycats of Girl Scout cookies. We do a copycat of a zebra cake. We do a copycat of oatmeal cream pies. We do a copycat of Oreos. So we try to give people back some of the things they really miss that they've had to give up. And then big things like holidays, like we do hot cross buns, we do Irish soda bread, we do king cakes.
And you also make sure that people have like birthday cakes too. You do that as well.
So we do special occasion cakes for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, baptisms, baby reveal, pretty much anything you can think of. So we have a whole line of vegan that we do for people with dairy and egg allergies, because we aren't just a gluten-free entity. We do gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free. We're about 95% soy-free. We're able to do corn-free special order. We try to meet a broad range of allergy and dietary restrictions.
You've been buying Happy White Baker's eggs for 2 years. So why is it important to you to get eggs from us as opposed to someplace else that's cheaper?
To me, the quality of what I get when I buy local is so far above and beyond. So one of the things we make with your eggs is our gluten-free pasta. I, for a long time, was trying to make the pasta with store-bought eggs, but we all know they're really old and don't have the same flavor or color, and so the pasta was just mediocre. But when I went back to using local fresh eggs, the pasta is just stunning. It's velvety, it holds up in your broth for days in the fridge and never disintegrates. And here's the other thing, because I'm a gluten-free baker, I have to mimic gluten strands another way. So most of the way that happens is either xanthan gum, guar gum, leaveners, and eggs. Fresh eggs have a much better outcome because that fresh egg in my baked goods creates that cell structure I need to trap air to get the lift I need. So it's worth it.
I do want to point out that you are the reason that we sell commercial eggs at all.
I know. I find that fascinating, and I'm blessed.
But you had an open house at Christmas,
Yep.
and we just happened to walk by, had a conversation with you,
Yep.
and we didn't know what certified meant, so we went home and researched it, and sure enough, it wasn't that hard. I think sometime in January or February we started supplying eggs, and it's been consistent for 2 years. So thank
Yeah.
you. That's one of the reasons we're making this video, is because those customers who often hear from us, sorry we don't have eggs. And they look around and go, but you have 300 chickens. How come you don't have
Why do
eggs?
you not have eggs?
And we go,
Well,
we supply commercially and they come first.
Would you like to prepare some stuff for us now
I would love to prepare some.
so we can see what our eggs do?
Yes. First thing we'll do is pie crust. And I want to show a little tip. To have flaky pie crust, you don't want your butter completely worked into the dough. You want there to be pieces of
Pockets.
butter, because what happens to get that flakiness is your butter hits the heat and the water in the butter melt and it puffs and it causes your lift, so you get that really flaky crust. If you grate your butter into your flour, then you're handling it less, you're keeping it cold longer, so then you just kind of toss it to get that butter in, and that's all it took. Like, that's done. So this was a mix of egg and water. And then we're gonna mix that, and you're gonna see how that butter kind of stays in.
Chunky.
Yeah, stays in those chunks. So this is an AP, what we call an all-purpose flour blend. All right, so I'm gonna chill that.
Just stuff.
Oh, we have found the eggs.
So the next thing we're gonna make is our egg pasta. So we sell a lot of egg pasta. When we do a batch, we do 20 times the recipe at a time, and that is 80 eggs at a time. So this is AP flour, 2 large pinches of salt, and 8 eggs. That is all that this will take. Look how bright that is. Like, if I try and use regular eggs from the store, it's never that beautiful bright yellow pasta. Now, the interesting thing I find about the pasta is it doesn't develop any gluten, which normally when you make pasta, you want to let the pasta rest because you're developing gluten. Well, I find it's the same here. The eggs actually get a little stiff, and I need to give the pasta a few minutes to rest before I start rolling it. It's like a significant difference in the texture of the pasta. So we're doing the pie dough.
What is that?
Blackberry reduction. So we do all of our own fruit reductions here. We buy fruit, whether it's frozen or fresh, we do all of our own reductions because I think it's important.
That looks delicious.
So these will be Valentine treats, tarts?
Yeah, so that's the plan, is that we're gonna do these as, instead of our normal hand pies, we have a heart-shaped mold, so we're gonna do heart shapes, and we're gonna do these for Valentine's.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and this actually doesn't have any leaven or anything in it. It just is the pasta.
Yeah, just doing its thing.
Yeah. So this is a multi-rotary cutter.
What
We use
do you
these
use it else for besides noodles?
crackers.
Ah.
I make giant cheese crackers like
Yes.
Jesus, and this will cut.
Those sound delicious as well.
And I usually go through and just make sure everything is cut apart. This is the only thing that I roll out with more of my AP flour. Everything else we use a starch to roll,
Okay.
but it would mess these up. So we use the actual flour that they're made with. These are aromatics. They're not vegetables when you're cooking a soup, they're aromatics. So celery, onion, carrot, garlic.
Now, I do want to point out, this isn't a menu item. You're just
That's correct.
You're making
This
this
is
for
not
us.
a menu item, but my folks are always asking me for my chicken soup recipe. So I figured this would be a really good demo for them to see what we're doing here.
Might have to do a two-parter.
Yeah. So speaking of recipe,
Yeah, so this is 1.5 large carrots, 1.5 stalks of celery, a half of a yellow onion, and like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic because I'm a garlic
yay.
I love
person.
garlic too.
And
Yeah,
we're
look.
just gonna sweat this a little bit and get it cooking a little bit. And it will get poached in the liquid so that it's a thinner piece of chicken, more tender, that will pair nicely with the egg that gets put
Okay.
in it.
No. When you sell this, you sell it in a 1-pound bag,
I do.
and you sell it fresh.
Frozen. It's always
It is frozen. Okay.
Yep. I have a my frozen food license.
And
So
it can
you
remain
can order
frozen
it.
for a while.
Yeah, so it can stay frozen for a really, really long time. 3 eggs. I've checked my broth for taste. It's delicious. We're gonna drizzle the egg into the soup. And then we're gonna stir that. Just gently. And you've poached the egg into strands. You can do as much or as little egg as you want. You don't even really have to put chicken in. You could just do an egg drop soup without, but I like a heartier soup.
This is going to be a chicken noodle.
Yep. Same basic first steps of the aromatics, and only this time I will put the cubed chicken in to saute with them after a few minutes, and then I'll put the broth. Okay, so I'm going to be sure I get some of that flour so that flour thickens their soup. And this will take like 3 minutes because these are fresh. It literally will take 3 minutes. That looks good. There we go.
Ready for some soup?
I am.
Soup is good food.
So here is some egg drop to try first.
You see our eggs there?
And
Oh, I think I got a little bit of everything on that spoon.
what do you think?
That was good. Soup is good food. That's
what
what
I-
I think.
That's what I've heard.
Man, that is delicious. What do you think, honey?
Wow. This is amazing, Amber.
Thanks. This is just a really loose broth with eggs and chicken and vegetables.
Look at that noodle.
I know.
I'd like a nice chunky noodle.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. How's it taste?
Heaven.
Heaven?
It is delicious. The carrots come through, the celery, the garlic, all that comes through. I know you're dying to try some.
I know mine needs to cool down because I can't put hot things in my mouth.
I better take the camera so you can eat.
Not bad, huh?
What do you think?
Oh, so good. Cherry chip.
Chip.
They're both cherry chip.
They're both cherry.
This one is vegan.
One's vegan.
This is
one's not.
vegan. This one is regular dairy free or gluten free.
Yeah.
And then that one she's going to cut in
Same.
half because it might be served to some of us. Just like a cinnamon roll, except the cinnamon is now replaced with cherry and miniature chocolate chips, which this is the bomb. Oh my gosh.
That's our February sweet roll.
Oh, if you're watching, I would make sure you got some of these in February because, wow.
You can't go to sleep right there. You
Well,
gotta,
sure you can.
you gotta stay awake till the end.
I can go to sleep when I go home.
Yes, I guess. After you collect eggs and haul the water and haul the feed. Amber, thank you very much for having
Thank
us.
you. It was great.
This has been wonderful. You are really providing a service for the community.
This was amazing. If you like a good baked item, this is the place to come. No matter what you have issues with, or whether you have zero issues.
Because the key is, it doesn't taste like gluten-free.
Correct. So my goal in life is to be the best baker, not the best gluten-free baker. So tried really hard just to have delicious breakfast.
And it is. I am full and I want to nap.
You definitely are achieving that every
Thanks.
day, and I know that's the reason for your growth.
Absolutely.
Keep growing.
Thanks.
And we'll keep supplying your eggs.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you soon on the homestead.
Bye.
Bye.